he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy. Thank you all for joining us on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I am Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
And I am Terry Ricardo DeShaves II, and the NFL is back. But before we get started, don't forget to help us out and hit that subscribe button, man. How you doing, buddy? The NFL is here.
I'm so excited for it to be back. You can see that I'm in all my Dirty Birds regalia. I got, at the beginning of the season, before we lose any games, everything is lucky. I'm like, oh, I got my lucky hat. I got my lucky jersey. I got my lucky socks.
Yep.
And then I wear this shit when we lose to the fucking Vikings against their 4th-string quarterback. And I'm like, all right, this is no longer a lucky hat for this season. I got to get a new one. But for now, everything is lucky. Let's talk about the NFL. It starts tomorrow. Thursday, on this show, we're going to preview every single division, give you some over-unders, give our picks for the Super Bowl, some award winners for the year. So whether you're just excited about the season, you're watching it on TV, or you're trying to make some money and put some money down on some of these games, we got y'all. So with no further ado, let's talk about the NFC first. Starting off with the NFC South. Who's going to win the NFC South? No other than my Atlanta Falcons. Come on, y'all. You knew what I was going to say, Terry.
NFC South.
I think the Atlanta Falcons win this division. I think the Falcons win this division for a couple simple reasons. First of all, Desmond Ridder is no longer in the NFL. No, he's not on another team. Our starting quarterback from last season was so bad, he is out of the league already. Marcus Mariota is in Washington as the 3rd quarterback. And we had Kirk O'Chains come save the day. Kirk Cousins, an actual professional NFL quarterback, is going to be throwing the ball to actual professional NFL wide receivers. Gone are the days of Arthur Smith and us running the ball fucking 75 times a game. When it's 3rd and 6, we're going to run a fucking draw. No, we brought Kirk here. We're going to throw the football. We're going to have an elite offense. And that defense, add in Matthew Judon.
Yeah.
Add in Justin Simmons.
Love it.
Returning Grady Jarrett and Jesse Bates and Anya Mata and all those guys. AJ Terrell. The Falcons went all in this year, pushed all their chips into the middle of the table, and I think they run away with this division, which is fucking terrible, man.
Yeah. Nah, I agree 100%. It's probably going to end up...
and we have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Oh, again? It's like, no, I'm just playing. You guys had... the whole NFC South had a really easy one last year. But, yeah, it'll probably end up being the Falcons. I mean, like, you guys, I feel like, have the best options all around the board, offense and defense. The Saints kind of dropped off. The Panthers, they can't be any worse than what they were last year. And then the Bucs. I mean, the Bucs are the Bucs. They snuck into the playoffs last year because the Falcons just kind of threw it in. I don't know exactly what happened. Desmond Ritter's just a really bad quarterback. Not really much else to be said. He
fumbled twice on the 1-yard line and once was through the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. He sucks, but it's fine. You don't have to worry about him. I think he's cut now, so you don't even have to worry about that at all. But that division, it'll probably be Falcons, Bucks, Saints, Panthers. You might flip Bucks, Saints. I mean,
we know Panthers are in the basement.
Bad. Your Falcons have a 9.5 over/under. What you got on that? I can't believe the division winner for them is going to win less than fucking 10 games again. This is insane.
We won't. We won 7 and 8 games like the last 3 years with the worst quarterback situation in the NFL. We're going to win 2 more games.
All right. So you would actually bet your money.
This is one of the easiest ones. Take the over on the Falcons. Take you to win the division. We're going to the playoffs, baby.
You would bet your own money above a 9.5.
I already did, Terry. I already bet the season long over. I put $100 on it.
Hey, it's worth it. It's worth it. The payout will be what? The Falcons are minus 150, so you'll get $150 if you win out. That's fine. That's fine. We'll take that.
That's all I need, baby.
Yeah.
That's all I need. All right, let's talk about the NFC East then.
East side?
All right, you give me your pick.
Oof. NFC East, one of the craziest divisions we know of all time. Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and let's not forget about the Washington, whatever the fuck their name is now, because they've been changing it for a while. This division is tricky, man, because Cowboys still, I think, to this moment, haven't signed Dak Prescott. I mean, eventually they will. I'm sure sign him to a ridiculous, fucking $60 million a year or something stupid. But
nobody is better fucking qualified to run that organization than Jerry Jones. Okay, don't even insinuate that somebody who's older than Joe Biden might need a little bit of help securing the franchise quarterback. How dare you, Terry?
Nah, you're right. He's a beast. I can't. He owns the Cowboys. He's the GM, the president, the owner, the CEO, the proprietor, the grounds guy. He does everything for them. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing else I can say about it. Look, on the other end, Eagles played really bad for about 2 months after their nice hot 10-1 start. Shout out to the Eagles for really just fucking my over under last year. I mean, I thought that was the over. I think it was 10.5. Lovely way to go and lose the rest out. Like, that's beautiful, beautiful fucking football. I'm glad Jason Kelsey's finally gone out of there. But and then you got the Giants. They're probably gonna be bad, and the Commanders. Shout out to Jaden Daniels, but I don't think they're gonna turn a lot of heads this year. I'm going Cowboys. I think this is a simple one for me. That regular season, they're great. Home field advantage almost every single game. Besides, some of the division games, but like Cowboys fans travel a lot. Nothing else to say, man. They signed their receiver. We're just waiting on Dak. I think the team is great. Even if they don't sign Dak, I think the team is still pretty good. Almost every single position has like a Pro Bowler or an All Pro. So like, I like the Cowboys. Cowboys are winning this division easy for me. Eagles probably in second, but I'm not sure, man. I don't know, man. Jalen Hurts and the coach aren't getting along, so I don't really know what to say about what they're doing. Like, I've heard the owner and the coach are also having problems too. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, Eagles are winning the division easy. No. I like Cowboys, man. What say you, buddy?
I understand everywhere you're coming from. I definitely feel that there's a little bit of tension and something is off in that relationship between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. But what I do think is going to help them a lot is bringing in former Cowboys coordinator Kellen Moore to run this offense that became very vanilla, like RPO based. They had two of the best receivers in the NFL. Yeah, it was just too robotic, too vanilla, too like the same fucking 15 plays over and over again. I think Kellen Moore is going to put more motion into that offense. I feel like Devontae Smith is going to get unleashed from the slot.
Hopefully.
And I feel like he's going to get a lot of easier completions, just to kind of set the table for him.
Is Jalen Hurts good? Do we believe that yet?
Yeah, he is. I think, pardon the pun, I think he was hurt last year. And that's just what I'm going to put my eggs in that basket, that there was something physically wrong with him. And that helped erode his confidence.
It's always an injury, man.
Yeah, but the guy's a god in the weight room. Everyone says he's looking great in OTAs. For me, I'm taking the Eagles to win this division. They beefed up their offense, like we said, with the new offensive coordinator. They added Saquon Barkley. They added Jahan Dotson.
Yep.
They lost Kelsey, like you mentioned, but that's still an elite offensive line.
Yeah, they're really good.
The secondary was trash last year, and they tried to really upgrade that with, a first-round rookie, a second-round rookie, and they brought back C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was kind of like the heart and soul of that defense. I think they did enough to win the division, especially considering, for me, I think the Cowboys have a lot more question marks than you do. And number one is that running back position. Are they really expecting to start Ezekiel Elliott into his mid-30s?
I don't know.
And make the playoffs? Is that the plan?
I'm not sure.
Who's the number 2 wide receiver on the Cowboys?
These are all good questions.
I'm a little concerned. The offensive line isn't what it used to be. The leader of that whole unit, Tyron Smith, is playing with Aaron Rodgers up in New York. I don't know what this team's identity is on offense. On defense, I feel like they're going to be really good. You know, they brought in Mike Zimmer to take over from Dan Quinn. He bit of a shitty head coach, Mike Zimmer, but Hall of Fame defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's good.
They're going to fly around. They're going to be great on that side of the ball. But that offense, man, you got questions at wide receiver. You got questions at running back. You got questions at offensive line. I think it's going to be a questionable type of season, and I don't see them winning the division.
So who's winning the division if you don't think it's Cowboys?
The Eagles.
Wow, so you went Eagles with me. All right. Hey, over-under Cowboys 9.5. What do you say? Under? You put money on that?
Under 9.
Ooh. And then the Eagles over-under is 10.5, which is crazy to me.
Under 10.
So that division is going to be the 10-win team wins the division. I like it. I like it.
And I do not have the Cowboys in as a wild card team. I think only one team from this whole division goes to the playoffs. And it's
all right.
I think this is kind of a shitty division this year.
It might be. It might be. All right, let's go on to the north side, man. Who you got on that side? NFC North.
You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going with the Detroit Lions.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that. They were really good last year, and they kind of stayed put with almost every guy that they have on their team. So I don't really have a problem.
Yeah, didn't really lose a lot of talent. They upgraded what was already in a strength. They added, what was his name, Kevin Zeitler to their offensive line, who's top 5 lineman at his position.
Yeah.
Added DJ Reader and Marcus Davenport across the defensive line.
Good run stoppers.
Yeah, they revamped the secondary with a whole bunch of young corners who excelled playing man coverage, which is what they want to do. They want to be aggressive. They want to blitz. They want to have their guys hold up in man.
Yep.
And like you said, they didn't really lose anybody.
No.
You know, the division is tougher on paper. They have a harder schedule than they did last year. But
they're really good, yeah.
Yeah, these aren't the same old Lions. They're coming to punch you in the throat and fuck you in the ass. And I think they're going to win the division.
As long as your boy Dan Campbell, gambling Dan Campbell, as long as Dan Campbell, you know, stays put, doesn't do anything too crazy, I think the Lions probably have the division wrapped up if your boy Dan Campbell can not be crazy this year.
If he can avoid going on 4th and 25.
Yeah. As long as he is like, he does what he does, don't do what he do, but just be a regular coach. You don't have to do too much this year. I think the team is good enough. Also, I want to say that Detroit has 13 games in a dome this year, besides the home games. So 13 out of 17, I like that.
Jared Goff, he likes that.
Yeah, so I really like that. Even though you know that the schedule will be harder, but you know, hey, look, man, I like the Lions. I like how they play football. They are tough as hell. Amon St. Brown, he's really fucking good. I know I said his name wrong. Amon St. Brown is really, 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 really good. I like him, and I think also, bro, when they're up, you know, heavy in these games, possibly, Aiden Hutchinson might go wild. Aiden Hutchinson might be a defensive player of the year type of guy. He might get the most sacks. You know, you never know. He was really good. I like the way he plays. I think they'll be up a lot of games, so I like Detroit's going to be good, man. Look, the Bears got Caleb Williams. I know that's sexy. Everybody loves that. Jordan Love, you know, he looked good for a couple months, got himself a nice fat contract with the Packers. But come on, bro. Like, do we really believe in those teams when they just started to add stuff and be okay towards the end of the year last year? No. Detroit was good all year. I'm going with Detroit. Detroit's winning this division. Not even a question.
We're in alignment, man. I mean, I think the Packers and the Bears are both going to be good. You know, I don't want to spoil any of my wild card picks or anything like that, but I do think this is going to be one of the toughest divisions in the NFL, but the Lions sneak it out.
Yeah. Over under 10
What's
and a half.
their over under? What's their over under for the Lions, Terry?
10.5 is the over under for Detroit.
I'm going over on that. I think it's going to need 11 or more wins to win this super tough division. I think the Lions have what it takes. I'm going over.
Over 10.5. All right. Packers over under is 9.5. So everybody's heavy on them as well. And then I think the Bears was 7.5. I want to say. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Where the Bears at?
I'd take the over on the Packers too.
Really? Oh, Bears is 9.5. That's way too high. That's insane. 9.5 is crazy for
under
Chicago.
On that one.
Yeah, that's insane. And in Minnesota, they're going to suck. I'm not even worried about them. They're going to be horrible.
We don't need to. We don't need to over
under 6.5.
Whatever their odds are. Take the under on Minnesota.
I'm sad, man. JJ was going to be good.
Yeah. Hold on. He got hurt?
JJ McCarthy? Yeah, he's out for the year.
Oh, I thought you meant Justin Jefferson.
Oh, no. No, Justin Jefferson's good. He's fine. He's still playing. All right, so we're in the line on that. Let's move over to the NFC West, man.
All right, the last one in the NFC. You want to give us your pick?
Yeah, man. This was a tough one, bro, because, I love Sean McVay, but the Rams, look, the turnover from, the year before usually doesn't, it doesn't transition smoothly into the next season like people always would think it would. You have to be a really, really, really good team to continue the success that was from the year before, and or you have to have a bunch of young guys on your team, or have a really good coach. The Rams kind of have all three, so I'm bullshitting. I like the Rams. I'm not gonna lie. The 49ers, McCaffrey going down kind of gives me a little cause for a little bit of pause. You know what I'm saying? Like Stephen A. likes to say. Mm-hmm. Because I love Brock Purdy. He does. He's really good, but I don't know, man. Debo gets hurt a lot. They signed Ayuk to his big contract. He's happy and all, but another repeated success for him, I'm not sure, man. I love Shanahan and everything, but I don't know. Fuck, man, it's tough for me, bro. I think I'm still going with the 49ers, though. I'm still going with the 49ers. It's a tough one.
I agree with you.
They're a great team.
I agree with you. I'm taking the 49ers, too. They were the best offense in the league last season. Number one points in points per game. Number one in efficiency. Number one in expected points added.
Rocky season, though, last year.
Brock Purdy. Yeah. And people forget Brock Purdy was, rehabbing an injury that knocked him out of that playoff game, the whole offseason. So he spent most of his time, away from the team. And wasn't able to develop the same degree of chemistry. This year, it's his first full off season where he's not worried about his starting spot. He's not trying to regain, his mobility or whatever from one of these injuries, and he can just lock in with his guys. The defense for me last season for the 49ers was kind of the disappointing part. They had all these guys on that front seven and all these pass rushers, and I didn't see anybody really getting to the quarterback besides Nick Bosa, but they added a lot of talent to the defense this year. 7 rookies from this draft class made the roster, and I feel Kyle Shanahan's going to be hungry as hell, and they're just too fucking talented, and that offense is too good.
Let's be honest. If you looked at the contracts, this is the year they have to do it because next year these dudes are going to be so expensive. I don't even think they're going to be able to keep them. Not McCaffrey's contract, but I think it's Trent Williams one kicks in next year at $30 million. I think Fred Warner's kicks in crazy. Mufanga's kicks in. Bosa's kicks in.
And you're going to have to pay Brock Purdy, who's the lowest paid guy on your whole roster right now, and he's going to be the highest.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. So they're all in for this year. They need to get it done this year. And I believe in Shanahan and the whole system they got going on. 11.5 is the over-under for San Francisco. My heart says under. Because 11.5 12 is hefty, man. They are really good, but I think McCaffrey's out the first, 4 games with this injury?
Is it that many? I thought it was 1 or 2 at the most.
Hold on, I gotta check it. I'm gonna check it one more time.
This motherfucker was still going number 1 in every fantasy draft. There's no way he's gonna be out a quarter of the season. No way.
Okay, so he returned to practice on Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Know that he might miss the first game, but he'll be back.
We'll see. All right, man. Well, that's the NFC. Let's hit up the AFC.
Do you have any wild card teams that you want to highlight, or teams that you feel like are going to sneak in that just missed the division?
In the NFC or just man, the NFC. That's tough, bro. But how many wild cards is it? 2? Or is it 3?
3.
It's 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would probably go Packers would probably sneak in for me. Also, the Rams, I think, are probably going to get in. And then just to make it fun, I think Chicago might sneak in. So I'm definitely going to go Bears, Rams, Packers. Those are going to be my 3 teams that sneak in.
Terry, I have the exact same list. As usual, great minds think alike.
It's going to be interesting.
The Packers and the Rams and the Bears sneaking in with a 9-7 record because the NFC South is so bad. The Bears and the NFC East is going to suck too. The Bears will sneak in as the 3rd team from that NFC North.
They're getting in there. And I'm a Bears fan. I'm not wearing any paraphernalia until they show me that they're good. Shout out to you ever see that? Did you see that Chicago White Sox picture of it was like 20 fans in attendance of one of their games?
No.
I just think if your team sucks, don't support them. Put pressure on the owner. They had 30 fans on a fucking professional baseball game. I get it. It was a doubleheader.
Terry, you don't have to tell me twice. We've been doing that in Atlanta for decades.
Even when you're good.
Yeah, that's our problem.
All right, man. Let's move over to the AFC, man. Where the quarterbacks are.
All right. Before we do that, though, I want to take a minute to talk about our newest sponsor, Leg Up Sports Betting. Leg Up is a subscription betting service where they have professional sharps, professional gamblers who give you the best picks for each day, for each week. Since their inception, Leg Up Sports has hit on over 60% of their bets, which is well above the industry standard. And if you want to make some money this NFL season, sign up right now at leguppicks.com with the promo code HLSPOD. That is HLSPOD, and you'll get 30% off your first month. Go make some money.
Sports. Yep. Get that money.
All right, let's get into this money in the AFC, Terry. Starting with the AFC South. I think I know who you have winning this division. Why don't you go ahead and tell me?
AFC South, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be a sneaky one. I love CJ Stroud. I really do. Shout out to the black quarterbacks. I believe it's 15 black quarterbacks starting week 1. Don't know. I think that might be a record, but I'm not sure. Shout out to the blacks. But you know who I like down there. The man that looks like a simian primate. Not trying to be crazy, but look, man. Let's not forget about Jacksonville. Now, last year, Jacksonville's Trevor Lawrence, I believe, was hurt. Half the season? He probably should have sat out. But
how could you tell?
Dude, that ankle sprain, when that dude landed on his leg like that, man, I was like, how is he still playing week after week? But shout out to him and his toughness, man. Look, he's coming back fully healthy. Him and his coach, another full season, a full off season of them getting the play calls and the plays together. All the receivers are there. I think, did Ridley leave though? Or is he still there? I can't remember if he's still there or not. But still got their number one.
Tennessee.
Okay, I thought so. I thought he left. But they still got their number one wide receiver in Kirk. They still got their really good pass catcher, tight end, and Ingram. And they still got Travis Etienne. You know what I'm saying? So I like their weapons. I like the quarterback. The defense is still pretty much intact. I'm going to go with Jacksonville. It's going to be close, though, man. But I'm going with Jacksonville, dude. What about you? It sounds like – do you like Jacksonville before we go over under with them?
I don't like Jacksonville. And you named all their weapons, and I was like, this is the most mid collection of weapons that I've ever heard in my life. Oh, I really like Christian Kirk as a number one wide receiver. I really like Travis Etienne as a number one running back. I really like fucking Evan Ingram as a number one tight end. And to top it all off, Terry, I got to give you put the cherry on top of the sundae. Instead of, framing Trevor Lawrence as a serial underperforming first round pick who's never lived up to the expectations of how he should have played, you turn him into an Iron Man who you couldn't believe finished the season on a bum ankle. Trevor Lawrence has averaged 11 fumbles per season in his career.
Yeah. He's got to fix
11 fumbles per season.
He's got to fix it. He's got to fix that for sure.
I'm out on the Jaguars, dog.
All right.
Sorry.
So, I think I know where you're going.
They're not going to do it for me. You know where I'm going. They tried to steal our uniforms. The Houston Texans. I think C.J. Stroud is going to lead the league in passing this year. They added Stephon Diggs to that receiving corps that already had Tank Dell and
Hey, do it while CJ's cheap.
I just forgot the number one receiver's name. Either way, they should be throwing the ball all over the park. They added Joe Mixon. Should be a really good running back core there. Joe Mixon is Mr. Dependable. The offensive line is really good. They have great tackles. This should be a top 3 offense in the league. And I had to bet, I think it's going to be the number one passing offense. I think C.J. Stroud is going to throw for 5,000 plus yards this season. And they're just going to boat race the fuck out of people. I'm taking the Houston Texans to win this division.
All right. So, hey, Vegas is aligned with you. Texans over under 9.5. Jaguars is 8.5. So, that's not too far-fetched in looking at both of those.
I'll take the over on the Texans. I don't know about the I feel like the Jaguars could win 9 games and still miss the fucking playoffs. So I bet that's possible. What they'll do.
Yeah, it's possible, man. So look, excuse me. If CJ is as good as he was last year, and especially he kept his turnovers down, if you expect him to take a level up, I mean, there's no doubt Houston could be like one of those favorite 12 teams, might even go to the Super Bowl. You never even know. Yep. If everything works out perfectly on paper, Houston should be a really good team, and CJ might be, in those MVP talks. And I think he was like a candidate last year. You know how they do. It's like 20 fucking candidates in the MVP voting, which is insane. But go ahead, do your thing, dog.
He could be a 16th alternate for the Pro Bowl.
Hey, if Mac Jones got in.
And Jameis Winston. Don't forget that.
Gardner Minshew.
He threw 30 interceptions. He made the fucking Pro Bowl.
Gardner Minshew got in as well. There's some crazy names quarterback-wise, too.
Yeah, especially Trevor Lawrence. I feel like who has like a bigger make or break year than like Trevor Lawrence?
I think Jalen Hurts, bro. For sure.
Hell no. He already went to the Super Bowl.
No, but if he's bad, I don't know. Like if he's bad. Like they lost so many games in a row at the end of the season last year. Like I feel like this is, you think he's solidified with that Super Bowl berth?
Yeah, I think he's fine. I'd be looking more at a guy like Tua, where if he keeps underthrowing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and they have to keep coming back 10 yards in the air for these wobbly duck balls, I feel like people might start to look and be like, all right, can we get a guy in here who could throw ahead of the 2 fastest receivers in the NFL?
Man.
I think no one has a hotter seat than Trevor Lawrence.
Jackson? Lamar? Are you saying like they're out of here like as a starter, or what are you saying? Like trade him away? What if Lamar Jackson stinks it up again in the playoffs?
I'm saying I think Tua and Trevor Lawrence, like if they don't produce this season, this will be their last season starting for their teams. That's what I think. I don't think Lamar's in any danger of losing his starting spot.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, if it's in that type of terms, then you're saying like Daniel Jones is one of those people as well. I'm thinking.
Yep. 100%.
Maybe even not Jared Goff. What's the dude? Nah. I don't know. That's tough.
I think those 3 are 3 good ones. Tua, Trevor Lawrence, and Daniel Jones. If you don't show something this year, organization's probably going to move on from you. Had enough time, had enough weapons.
Yep. All right, let's go AFC East.
All right, let's do it, baby. I'll start this one off, I guess. This is a loaded division. It's tough to pick between the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets. But Terry, I am going with the two-time MVP, ayahuasca Aaron himself, and the New York Jets. If I'm going to say that I picked the Lions to win their division, I might as well throw out all this cursed bullshit and go for the Jets. They're probably going to have the best defense in the whole NFL. Like, their defense is absolutely ridiculous at every single level.
It is good, yeah.
You know, they have two premier young skill players in Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. And, you know, you got the Mac Daddy back there and Aaron Rodgers. Everything that could go bad last season did go bad, and they were fucking terrible. But you just have to believe that Aaron Rodgers is not going to tear his Achilles again. And if that Achilles remains intact, I think they're the most talented team in this division. So I'm taking the Jets to win.
That's tough, man. So look, when you're doing this type of shit, there does have to be some teams that, you know, kind of go from the bottom to the top. So I don't completely disagree with going with the Jets, but I think this year, and there's really not a favorite. Like Vegas doesn't really have like a minus, you know, favorite in their betting. But I think I'm gonna go with the Dolphins again, bro. I think I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Not again, because they should have won it last year. They kind of collapsed a bit, but a lot of injuries kind of messed them up. Barring, you know, injury luck this year, they need a little bit more help. Not Tua, but like the great running back Devin Achane. Tyreek Hill got hurt, a little banged up last year as well towards the end. Jalen Waddle had a few nicks. I don't think he missed any games, but if, you know, your number one and your number two receiver are kind of banged up, that makes it tough for Tua. But I believe in Dolphins, man. I believe in Mike McDaniels. I believe in everything they're doing down there. Tyreek was voted the best player in the NFL, so I think he's going to try to keep that going. He maybe give me close to 2,000 yards again. Tyreek, shout out to you. I like Miami, man. I'm going to go Miami, bro. Like, the odds might not be good, but it's got to be, you know, the Bills are all down. If the Bills win the division this year, I'm going to lose at least $50.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, me too. I think totally both of us are rightly out on the Bills. Like, they're just like...
They lost too many pieces.
They're like, Josh Allen will just do it all himself. He'll run the ball. He'll throw the ball. He'll throw to himself and catch it like Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Like,
but did they find their running back? Towards the end of the season, they started running a lot. Did they find that? If that's the key, I don't know.
James Cook, the guy who dropped like 4 easy touchdowns in the red zone or in the end zone.
But he was running the ball though.
I mean, he's talented, but like, I don't know. I just don't think there's enough to move the needle out there in Buffalo.
I got you.
Especially in this tough division.
Yeah, it's tough.
In terms of the Dolphins, like, they remind me of like a middle school bully. And they just like to beat up on shitty teams, but as soon as they face anyone who's actually like formidable, they immediately fold like a cheap tent. I haven't seen anything from Tua that leads me to believe that he can sustain superior production to Aaron Rodgers over the course of the season. In bad weather, especially. Like, I imagine the Dolphins are going to look really good again when the season begins. They got a small, like, track-style team. Injuries will accumulate at the end of the year. Just like last year, when they play the big dogs, they're not going to have what it takes. I
got you, man.
The thing for me is just that Jets defense, bro. That Jets defense is such a fucking force that, like, even last year, if they just had a competent, average NFL offense, they would have made the playoffs then.
Probably. Shout out to Zach Wilson. But, hey, Jets over-under is the third highest in all of the NFL. 10.5. I think Vegas is a bit nuts on that. Like, look, of course you can be like, the easy thing to do is be like, oh, Zach Wilson was their quarterback, and they went 7-10. If Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, they'll definitely win more than 10 games. It ain't that easy, man. It's really not that easy.
I don't know. I think it is that easy, Terry, as a Falcons fan.
It's never that easy, bro.
I'm heavily aware of the crippling nature of having a terrible quarterback.
Son.
And just a return to competency will make all the difference in the world.
I'm going to just let you know, in terms of betting the past couple of years, it's never as easy as you think it's going to be. Like, that sounds super like just way too simple just to plug and play another dude and be like, all right, add 5 wins. It's never going to be that easy. What if he gets hurt again? He's 40 years old, you know? Then that's it. They're down the drains again.
They're fucked.
I'm not betting on this division. I'm
praying that he doesn't get hurt again.
I would say under 10.5. I'd probably say under for everyone, except for maybe the Dolphins. 9.5 is kind of low, but I wouldn't touch the division with my.
You said it was 10.5 for the Jets.
It's 10.5 Jets. Yeah, third highest in the NFL, which is kind of nuts to me.
I'll take it. I'll take the over.
You wouldn't bet your own money on that.
I think they're going to be legit. What's the Dolphins? What's the Dolphins over under, Terry?
Dolphins over under is 8.5. 9.5, my bad. 9.5.
Motherfucking audio. What's the Dolphins over
9.5.
Terry?
9.5. 9.5. It's 9.5, buddy.
I think the Dolphins hit the over.
Yeah, I think they're getting 10.
Yeah.
The Bills is kind of high. 9.5 is theirs. A lot of action on the over because I think it was first set at 8.5 and it got moved.
Yeah, take the under, especially now that they moved it up. That's a guaranteed. I'm racing to the the polls of that one.
I think they actually found a recipe for success, but is it a little too late is what I'm saying. Because you lost Stephon Diggs is a really good fucking receiver, bro. You lost a great target for Josh Allen to throw to. He's already a hero ball type of guy anyway. So it's risky, man. That's very risky, dude. Very, very risky move for them to do that.
That defense is banged up. That defense is banged up, too. You know, Bayard has come back from an injury. Fucking Matt Milano, they're like all-pro linebackers out for the whole season.
Yep.
The best player on their defense is like a 37-year-old Von Miller.
Yeah. They traded away 2 good guys last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever. Do your thing. Let's move on to the AFC North, the craziest division. I know we've been saying that, but this one might be if Joe Burrow's out there, it won't be that difficult. AFC North. You ready, buddy?
So who's your pick?
It might be a simple one for me. In terms of grittiness, in terms of he should show that he's one of the best players in the league, I think this is a simple one. Don't think too much about it because Joe Burrow's hurt. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. He's got something to prove this year. He really does. And I think Baltimore, with the defense, I think they did. Did they lose their defensive coordinator or did they keep him? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's the coach in Seattle now.
Okay. Well, I mean, they still have, like, all the players are really good. They kept the offense is really good last year. I liked what they were doing last year. They added Derrick Henry. He's really good. Hopefully he'll help them out in the red zone because they don't really use him like too much in the red zone. They don't like him to get hurt and stuff. So I like Baltimore winning this again, especially with Joe Burrow's like wrist injury and shit. I don't really like that. I don't like how that's going. And I'm gonna put it out there. Everybody likes to say he's the second best quarterback in the league or whatever, top 5. I'm not sure, man. He gave me one fantastic year and maybe another pretty good year, but besides that, ACL tear, and he's gone. Mediocre year last year. He was hurt last year again. I mean, come on, bro. He's been hurt 30% of his career. He's been hurt. What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to get any better this year. You know, like you mentioned, he has that wrist injury. It's an injury. You know, a lot of it's been talked about the fact that he's the first quarterback in NFL history to have this type of wrist injury. It's always like offensive linemen and shit. And so the rehab process for somebody throwing the ball is completely different than somebody blocking. I mean, even right now with the season starting tomorrow, he still has not practiced 3 days in a row yet this entire offseason and season. I'm with you. I probably rate Joe Burrow a little higher than you when he's healthy. I do think he's an elite guy, but it's hard to build that continuity when you can't practice 3 days in a row. And it's going to be hard to stay healthy for a longer 17-game season when you have, you know, a historic injury. So I'm with you, dude. I'm also taking the Ravens. And my logic is like a lot of what you had to say about the Rams. You know, have a calling card. They have a top 5 rushing offense.
Yep.
They have a top 5 defense, and they have a top 5 coach. And if you have 3 top 5s like that all in one team, I think it's probably a pretty good bet that you're going to win the division.
Yeah.
You know, Lamar in the playoffs, I was looking at him and I was like, did he get fat? Like, he looked not slow, I would say, but he wasn't running away from people in the open field like he used to be, where it's just like, oh, if Lamar's in space, like, we'll see you in the fucking end zone. He said he's lost 15 pounds this offseason. Derrick Henry, like you mentioned, he's not going to have to take that type of punishment and beating. I think that 15 pounds is going to make him so much more elusive, where he's going to not get lined up and drilled by hits, but they're going to be more like glancing blows. And that defense is scary. So I'm taking the Ravens too.
I like bold predictions, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, there's not too much to say about Baltimore not winning this division. Like Pittsburgh, they don't really know what they're doing offensively. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson hasn't showed us anything, so I think we're pretty set on that one. Over under?
We can't bet on Deshaun Watson. Over. The Bengals have a stupid high over under, right? Isn't Vegas like,
maybe they know something that we don't know, but I would personally bet my money.
You hope that they know something we don't. I would take the under on that.
Yeah, it's a minus 120 on that
under
too,
as well for the Bengals.
Yeah, I might. I might put
I might go do it right now. Don't make me push that red button.
Yeah, right. Jesus. Shout out Drake. All right. To the West?
All right. I guess that means we saved the best for last.
The best.
The AFC West.
Dynasty.
Yeah. What do we have to talk about here? It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. They're going for a three-peat. They rehauled their receiving core and got rid of dead weight that was holding them back in Kadarius Toney, and added Hollywood Brown, who was a premier speed receiver in Baltimore, and Xavier Worthy, who broke the 40-yard dash record at the NFL Combine. They are back to bombing it long and using all of Pat Mahomes' arm strength instead of this dink and dunk bullshit that they've been doing the last 2 years.
I mean, I
feel like they're going to be back to a top 5 offense where they should be. That defense is still disgusting. It's got to be the Kansas City Chiefs for me.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Did I mention they have Patrick fucking Mahomes?
He's the best, bro. He's the best. He might be the best quarterback we've ever seen. Shout out to Tom Brady, who is the greatest by far. Like, it's not even a conversation. But
the best?
If we're talking best, if we're talking, if we're talking, you can do everything. If we're talking, can you throw in the Superman position? Check. Can you throw behind the back? Check. Can you throw left-handed? Check. Can you run with the ball? Check. Do you turn it over a lot? No. Check. Dude's a beast. He can win with a really great offense. He can win with a dink and dunk offense. He can win with a good defense and just run game. He can do everything. Dude's really fucking good. Don't overthink it. NFL players voting him 4th overall, giving him another chip on his block to keep going. Why would you do this? Why would you guys do this? Yeah. 3-peat. Do you want to see a 3-peat or you want to see somebody new on the mountaintop?
I'll see a fucking 3-peat.
Me too. 11.5 over under. I'm going to go over. I also, though, low key, if a tragedy, not like a tragedy, but if like, if things just go left, the Broncos win the division is plus 2,200. So if you bet $100, you'll win $2,000.
That shit should be plus 22,000, Terry. Don't do it. Don't chase the big bag. Go with what you know. I'm not putting my money on Bo Nix to beat Patrick Mahomes over the course of the season. I am not doing it.
Sean Payton, baby. But yeah, over under is 11.5. I'm gonna go. Man, that's tough, bro. Because last year they won 11 games last year, right? Yeah, they were 11-6 last year.
Yeah.
But do we want to say that was the worst team they've ever had? Not worst team, but like offense, I guess. they've ever had.
Yeah, worst offense for sure.
Improved offense, defense is pretty much the same. Yeah, I'd probably have to go over.
Me too. Who do you have sneaking in the tail end of the playoffs in these wild card spots? 3 teams in the AFC.
Oh man. If I had to pick, you said wild card, right?
Yeah.
If I had to pick 3 wild card teams from the AFC, man.
Bloodbath.
The ones I put down were Cleveland.
Nope.
I put Cleveland. I put Cleveland, Buffalo, and New York, the Jets.
What the
for me.
fuck?
Yeah. That's what I got. Hey, we're different on this one. Huh? Who you got?
All right. That's
sounds like we're completely different
definitely,
on that.
I think Cleveland is just too much to overcome on the quarterback front. I saw people that are like, they're going to regress on offense after losing Joe Flacco. And when you say that,
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm out on the Browns, bro.
I don't believe that. I'm not betting any money. This is just what I think.
Yeah.
The AFC is a little tougher.
Yeah, I think the AFC, my 3 teams getting in, I got the Dolphins sneaking in. I got the Bengals sneaking in. And the reason that I'm picking the Bengals is because they were still good when Joe Burrow got hurt last year.
Browning. They should have let Browning play more. He actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I think that they could make the playoffs if Jake Browning even plays like half of the season. Like if Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow goes like 6-2, like Browning can't go fucking 4-4. You know what I mean? I think they absolutely could. And then my last playoff team from the AFC, Jim Harbaugh and the San Diego Chargers.
You got them sneaking in. I wonder what the actual odds on that. You can win big money if you actually bet that, because I think their over under was like 7.5, bro. That's tough.
They got
8.5.
They got no offensive weapons. They're gonna run the ball 400 times a game. Their defense, I think, is going to be really, really good. But I just believe in that man, Jim Harbaugh. Everywhere he goes,
he's a good coach.
They fucking win at least 9 games, 10 games.
Yeah.
Even in a tough division, I think they sneak in as that last wild card team.
Yeah. And then you know what? It's not even good. He's actually a great coach. Like, he's one of the best coaches in the game. So you're right. I mean, he finally got Michigan their national title. He won. Didn't he win a Super Bowl with San Francisco, or did they just?
No. Yeah, they made it, and then they played the Ravens, and the power went off at halftime when they were up. They came back 45 minutes later and lost their rhythm.
Colin Kaepernick. I mean, he made the Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick, bro. Colin Kaepernick. Everybody, has this revisionist history on Colin Kaepernick, like he was a great quarterback. He was okay.
Colin
he could run a lot.
Wasn't good.
He wasn't the best
Jim
thrower I've
Harbaugh
ever
was
seen
just
in my
a
life.
really good coach.
San Francisco had a great defense, good run game, committee of running backs. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Shout out to them. Harbaugh's a great coach. Yeah. So
sounds like the Chargers this year.
Tough hill, bro. No Keenan Allen. Palmer's their best receiver. I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
Yep. The weapons are definitely questionable, but
if that goes through, though, you don't believe in the Raiders at all. You think they're gonna suck.
Yeah, the quarterback.
So
man.
Because if the Chargers win, the Chargers over under is 8.5, so they'd have to win 9 games. Well, they don't have to, but I think for them to make the playoffs, they'd have to win at least 9, because the AFC is gonna be a lot of winners are gonna be on that side. That's a tough one, bro. I don't know, man. I mean, because like the Miami one, I had Miami winning the division. So like that's why we're kind of different on that. But I don't know, man. We'll see, dog. This is gonna be. I'm ready.
I just think the Raiders have like everything in place but the quarterback, and we saw what that kind of looked like on the Falcons last year. That's not going to get you the playoffs.
Plus, I think everybody always gets like enamored with the whole new coach team looked a lot better thing. Like it's because the team hated the coach. Like when the coach got fired, usually you can't inspire them. You know what I'm saying? Like the dudes just hate playing. They're always losing. You get new fucking energy every time that the team does well. And they hired him, and we'll see how it goes. I like them, but their team is trash.
I totally agree, man. And everyone like throws a party like because they sucked ass with Josh McDaniels. Mm-hmm. They're like, Antonio, whatever the fuck his name, Antonio Pierce. He went 500. We're headed to the playoffs. They look so much better. They were an average football team. It's crazy.
Broncos.
I just feel like the gas ran
over
out.
5.5
between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
I think I'd go 6 on the Broncos winning.
I
5.5.
Huh?
I was talking about the Broncos. Their over/under is 5.5. I think I can see them winning 6 games.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about them winning the division again.
No. Hey man, I might fucking put $10 down. That $10 would still get me $210 if my math is right.
If the Chiefs play the Chargers at Gotham and then the whole stadium caves in.
That's why I said tragedy. I said tragedy. But I don't want to see that happen. But like if shit just went left. If shit went left, you never know. That's a lot of money. Listen though, let's do something fun. If you had to pick a team that is favored to come in last to win the division, who would you pick?
Ooh.
And they can't be the Panthers. That'd be fucking absolutely ridiculous.
That's a good one. Maybe the Bills.
Oh yeah, wait, but let me check though. Are they actually dead last in the joint though?
No, it's the Patriots. Fuck.
Oh yeah, no, that's tough.
Couldn't do that. Who's
Steelers?
Who's in the AFC North? Yeah, the Steelers.
Steelers?
Yep, the Steelers.
What's the odds on the Steelers winning?
That's the one. The Steelers.
Plus 700. That's nice action. But Russell Wilson's named the starter though. That kind of killed it for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Justin Fields is named a backup. That kind of killed it for me.
How did Justin Fields not beat this dude, bro? What is going on, man? I guess he just is gonna suck, man. That sucks. Yeah, I'd probably go with him. You know what? Honestly, I would sneak it and I would say the Cardinals. What? I like the Cardinals.
Ooh. Yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to be decent this year too. I just don't know if it's enough to get them in. But I think they're not going to be dog shit bad. They'll probably be around 500.
Plus 1,400. Plus 1,400.
Second coming of Jerry Rice, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Hey, look, Steelers, you need to bottom out.
Franchise.
Steelers, you need to bottom out. Don't win. Do it once and for all. You need to bottom it out. You need a quarterback for real. None of this Kenny Pickett project, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields.
Mike Tomlin's like not on my
bottom
watch. Son.
Stop winning 8 games.
Okay, up here in Pittsburgh, we don't. Up here in Pittsburgh, we don't have losing seasons. We just go to the playoffs and get fucked in the first round every single year. This is the Steeler legacy, okay?
Oh man, so dumb, bro. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah.
MVP odds.
So that's the AFC MVP. Let's do MVP, offensive player, defensive player, rookie of the year.
All right. You go first.
We start with MVP or are we going to end with MVP?
Oh, you want to tease them? You want to tease them?
Yeah.
And after this.
Mm-hmm. You're going to get my whole dick.
And we'll be right back.
All right. Rookie of the year, Terry. Who do you have?
Oh, man. Ooh, this year, I think, speaking of the Cardinals, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will probably pick this up. Hopefully. It's probably going to be him. If not him, I'll leave it at that. He's my favorite because he's the number one, clearly. Hopkins is gone. Yeah, for sure. He went to Tennessee.
Hollywood Brown is gone. Yep.
Yeah. Hollywood's gone. I think I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. He's a stud, bro. He's an absolute fucking stud. And Kyler Murray's back, fully healthy. I like it.
You can't go wrong with him. But if
that's my number one.
The Bears are going to sneak into the playoffs the way that I think that they're actually going to do, and they go from being the worst team in football 2 years ago to a playoff team, I think Caleb Williams will have done enough to win this award. And so I'm picking Caleb Williams. Yeah, I'm picking Caleb Williams to show up to the Pro Bowl in a dress and throw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. You know what though? Like, I think I'm a fan of the Bears, but I'm a realistic fan of every single team I root for. So I'm not gonna. I can't give it to them, bro. I can't. I just can't go too much. I have to set the expectations where I think they're gonna be. I think he's going to be okay, but he's a fucking rookie with a makeshift offensive line that they've done a good job, I think, of patching things up, but he's going to throw a lot of picks. He was fucking awesome last year. He threw a shitload of picks in college. He's going to throw a lot of picks, man. I don't think he doesn't got it this year, bro. I don't think he's got it.
If he throws a lot of picks and they still make the playoffs, I think he'll still win Rookie of the Year, man. That Bears team is good, dude.
The Packers are good too, though.
Y'all are legit.
The Packers are good too, man.
But I think that'll make it even more impressive. That they're like, damn, he still made the playoffs in this division with the Packers and the Lions.
If they do make the playoffs, he probably will win Rookie of the Year. He has the highest odds, but in terms of Marvin Harrison is the number one receiver on a bottom half team that is probably going to lose a lot of games and going to be playing from behind. So he's going to have a shitload of passing yards or receiving yards. And hopefully he'll get some touchdowns added to that. So the odds of him winning it, I think, are better. And I like plus 700 for me. I
actually can agree with that, Terry.
I think he has
I have the other pick
opportunity to do it.
I think it's more likely. Yeah, I think it's more likely that Marvin Harrison wins it, but the way that I'm predicting things to play out, I think it'll be.
I got you. Williams. In my head, though, it all makes sense in my head for Marvin to win.
Yeah,
because the numbers are just going to add up. If he gets like 1,700 yards receiving, like quarterbacks do win shit. If Caleb and they make the playoffs, he probably will win it. But I don't know, man. He's a fucking wild card, bro. He's a fucking Brett Favre. Like if he throws 20 touchdowns and 16 picks, like is he still going to win Rookie of the Year? Like, don't just give it to him just to give it to him. I'm afraid he's going to throw like fucking 15 picks.
I was just imagining seeing Brett Favre's face when you said he's another Brett Favre. Just to watch Brett Favre have Caleb Williams be compared to him would be worth the price of admission.
Nope. Samuel Jackson. Nah. Let's move on. What'd you say? Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Government money, motherfucker. Do you steal it?
No.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year, right?
Terry.
Defensive player of the year, right?
Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. Whew, man. This one's tough, bro. I'm thinking Aiden Hutchinson might sneak it, bro. I really do, man. If the Lions are good,
you really love this.
Yo, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, you really fucking love this white guy. Hey, I'm wearing a Roddy White jersey right now, Terry. So you know how I feel about the whites.
I mean,
not at the skill positions.
A lot of the pass rushers are white. Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You can't fake on the white guys like that.
Well, I'm faking on the white guys because I'm going with TJ Watt.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
I feel like that Steelers defense, their offense is going to be so bad, but their defense is going to be absolutely elite. He's like smack dab in the middle of his prime. Might have gotten robbed a little bit last year where he had a really, really strong case to win Defensive Player of the Year and didn't win it just because the Steelers were so uninspiring.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to probably be the best year of his career, and he's going to absolutely terrorize people and ball out. So I'm going with TJ.
Hey, we'll see, man. Yeah, injury luck. Hopefully he gets that injury luck going with him. This one is so tough, bro. Because who won last? I don't even remember who won last year. Honestly, the Defensive Player of the Year. Let me look that up while we're talking.
It was the guy from Cleveland who I picked. Garrett.
Myles Garrett. He won. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, he was a fucking absolute monster. Hey, shit, he might win it again, bro. He's a fucking beast.
He might. But I'm taking TJ Watt.
So we're going with two whites. We like it. Oh, no. Yeah, it was Myles Garrett. TJ came in second. Or no. Well, who cares? They didn't win. Hey, look. Offensive Player of the Year, man. Who you got?
CJ Stroud.
Wow. Interesting, bro. Interesting though, because if he'd be MVP. They don't usually do. They win both of those. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Terry, I'm glad you brought that up because I actually went back and looked at it.
Okay.
And over the last 19 years, Offensive Player of the Year has been a quarterback 10 times.
10 out of 19.
And, 10 out of 19. And in those 10 years, a quarterback was the MVP of the league every time as well. So they have shown, they will reward two quarterbacks. I think if he throws for 5,000 yards and they have the number one passing offense and, he's statistically like the best offensive player in the league, he'll get Offensive Player of the Year. But he ain't winning MVP because we know who that's reserved for, baby.
Hey, that's a bold one. That's a bold one.
We know who's coming for that MVP this year.
Hopefully he gets it. I like that one, but I also don't because I really am not sure about like rushing touchdowns for one for CJ Stroud and running yards. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's not going to get much.
So like the reason that those other quarterbacks got it is because of the rush. Besides Peyton Manning, because he pretty much just fucking destroyed it, and Tom Brady and Drew Brees. But the last three quarterbacks, I believe, that won it were Mahomes, Cam Newton, and I think it was Mahomes and Cam Newton, and then Matt Ryan. He snuck in there, but like,
yeah, son, don't ever sleep.
But he won MVP as well that year.
Ever sleep?
He got MVP and fucking Offensive Player of the Year. But like, I don't know, man. I need a little bit more dual. I think they're changing it up because like the last dude who won it was Mahomes, and that was in 2018. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I think that quarterback shit might be done unless they completely dominate the league. Like if Mahomes just goes fucking crazy like he did when he won MVP the last couple times he won MVP, the last time he won MVP.
That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think. Mahomes wins MVP, and I think he
and
goes
Offensive
ballistic.
Player of the Year.
I think CJ Stroud, like in the Chiefs, are the best team in the NFL. Probably by 2 or 3 games.
Oh, okay.
But the Texans have like Stroud throwing for over 5,000 yards. He has 40-something touchdowns. They air it out on everybody, and he wins the Offensive Player of the Year. But Mahomes takes home the big prize for MVP.
I got you. Hey, for me, I'm going to keep it simple. I think Tyreek Hill, he's got something to prove this year. I'm going to go with Tyreek.
Okay.
I like him winning it.
Not a bad pick at all.
I got shit invested in the Dolphins. I got them winning the division. I got them doing some big things this year, so I'm going to go Dolphins. Don't get hurt, Tyreek. Stop getting hit. Just run out of bounds.
Are we on the same page for MVP?
I don't think so, man. Who you got?
You got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, me too. I'm just fucking with you.
What are we talking about here? We're like, this guy's the best player, the best quarterback ever. But he didn't make my top 5 MVP watch. No, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes.
I think they're
going to win more games than anybody. They're going to be the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, I think anyone should bet on him to win MVP like every year. Just bet, just do it. He's a fucking beast. He gets great numbers. Like last year, I don't even think was like a great quote unquote season for him, but MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like what are we supposed to do?
Yeah. I'm with you. As usual, Terry, we agreed more than we disagreed, even though we went into this exercise completely blind and not knowing the other person's picks.
Yep.
I'm so excited for tomorrow night. Is that the Brazil game, Terry? Are they playing Thursday night in Brazil, or is that on this
Friday?
weekend?
Friday night is Brazil. AJ Brown said he's not going to step outside until the game starts because of the smog. AJ Brown's like, fuck Brazil. Like, I'm just there to play football. The Brazil game is Friday.
Dwight Howard was like, I can't recommend it enough.
Tomorrow is Ravens Chiefs. We didn't do like a whole preview of that. I think the Ravens might win that game, but I don't know. We didn't do Super Bowl picks. That's the only thing. Who you got in the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's right. Super Bowl picks. Give me yours, Terry.
I'm going to go with Chiefs and the Lions. And I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Lions.
Woo!
3-peat. He's too good, man. I can't bet against him, bro.
I love it. You know, that was the original matchup that I had as well, Terry. But now that you said it, I feel like I can't copy you.
Okay. Give him something different. Hey, go with your heart, man. If you believe it, go for it. I'm
going for it. The Chiefs and Falcons.
Oh, this guy's crazy.
We'll see you in the Super Bowl, Patty Mahomes.
Okay. I didn't know you were doing that.
It's that time of the year, buddy. All this shit is lucky. That. I'm wearing my lucky hat. I'm wearing my lucky jersey. It's all good vibes at this time of the year, baby. We're going to the Super Bowl.
That's fucking hilarious. Hey, do your thing, man. That's awesome, bro. That's fucking awesome. I hope it happens for you, man.
Yeah, me too. So we can get up by 25 points and blow it.
Nah, don't do that again.
Thank you guys for rocking with us on this episode.
Yeah, man.
That's an NFL preview. So we'll be back next week and break down week 1, all the goodness from the first week in the NFL.
Football's
I will be having a soccer tournament on Sunday, so I will having to be watching my Atlanta Falcons on the recorded line.
No, you're doing it again. You're going to record every game and torture yourself like you did last year.
So don't text me, don't call me. If the Dirty Birds get blown out by 35 against the Steelers, I don't want to hear about it. I'm going to find out 6 hours later than everybody else.
Yeah, man. Look, everybody, there's free subscriptions to certain places. I won't name them because we have an actual betting sponsor. But, go ahead and watch your football free for the first 3 weeks for some subscriptions. But do your thing, man. It's going to be an awesome season. I think the Bears are going to be good. I think the Falcons are going to be good. So hopefully we're not just sitting on here crying every week like we usually do for the past, I don't know how many years we've been doing this pod together. But don't forget, everybody, please subscribe, comment, like the video. That'd be awesome, man. We're just small-time guys just trying to make it big, get a little money in our pockets. But until then, go ahead and sign us off, buddy.
North Carolina, continue to stand up.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.